Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel at willwesson1111. Check out my website at willwesson1111.com if you're interested in private twin flame soulmate readings, you're interested in me connecting to your loved ones who've crossed over, or you're interested in me connecting to your angels and spirit guides for some sort of divine guidance, or looking into maybe what your divine mission is or your higher purpose and going from there. You can also check me out on Instagram at willwesson1111 if you're interested in following my private life to see kind of how I like to lead by example in regards to eating healthy and exercising and taking care of the soul as well as the physical body. Anyway, so I felt very inspired to make this video. I feel like it's kind of like I don't know if it's my higher self or my higher conscious telling me like, Will, you got to make this video, but I just felt compelled to make it. So if you're tuning in, I'm really happy that you are. This has to do with health as well, and if you are on a twin flame soulmate journey, remember you always have to bring it back to yourself and taking care of your soul and your body. If you're not on the twin flame soulmate, or even if you're in a soulmate journey, whatever journey you are in life, if you are in life, which you probably are because you're watching this video, this life that you're living right now is your life, and it's about you finding your own happiness, peace, and higher health through self-discovery, self-awareness, eating healthy, and exercising. So basically what I wanted to get to this video and talk about energy vortexes. So it's something that I've been recently very, very obsessed with. Most recently, since I've been seeing an energy healer who uses energy vortices or vortexes. I wasn't completely sure what they were until I got to experience it for myself, being very empathic, and also doing some research on Google and talking to other spiritual teachers and people around who've also been using vortices. I'm a huge advocate in sending out a lot of love to other spiritualists out there. A couple particular spiritualists that I totally resonate with and I'm absolutely in love with in regards to the way they interact with their souls in the universe and giving out messages of light and healing to a lot of people. I've also used them myself for specific things and issues I've been going through within my life. So one of them is Phil at Feel Good. I think it's Feel Good Life, and he's he's like quote unquote the demon hunter because he really stares at the negative energy or the negativity in anyone and just shuts it down and transmutes it to something more positive. And he's also helped me do a lot of energy healing as well, distantly, and connecting to my higher self. Another person that I absolutely adore, who actually is good friends with Phil, is Sarah Deline, I believe it is. Sarah. She is such a vibrant soul. She's got such a beauty, such a feminine beauty. Phil's got this really strong masculine energy about him, and Sarah has this really powerful feminine energy, and together they're the dream team. They're also very, very beautiful people. Physically, I look at them, I'm like, whoa, you guys are out of this world. But I'm sure they are literally out of this world energetically, because I know Phil uses Arcturian energy, and I don't know if a lot of you are into those higher dimensional realms. So this video is going into really deep spirituality. I've actually connected, thanks to one of my good friends, I've actually connected to Arcturian energy before, and it's such a beautiful, powerful, it's almost like you're at this. So I resonate with the Atlantean energy and Atlantis in general. If you guys are aware of that, you guys can Google this too if you have no idea what I'm talking about. Atlantis is about the power of spirituality and the ability to connect to the other side, but also be here in the physical and using gemstones for healing and energy. Arcturian energy, from what I've experienced myself and channeling some of the Arcturian energy as well, is it's very high vibrational state of consciousness. It's almost like a perma-high. It's it's just expanded awareness, constant expanded awareness about wherever you're. It's almost like it's almost like your head is in this plane of constant expanded awareness. It's crazy in a really, really cool way. And there's other places out there too. I know some dimensions. I believe there's like the Sirius constellation, and I don't know everything. I'm still learning myself, but it's beautiful and cool to see all of these different types of energies being, around us in this world, in this state of consciousness. And so enough of me talking about that. I just go on like these random tangents. What I wanted to talk about are energy vortices. So recently I've been going to see this energy healer close to where I live, and this room that I go into has a beautiful energy vortex set up within it. And, even if you're not empathic, so I'm an indigo child, my aura, my energy is all purple. That means I feel people's thoughts, almost like telepathy, being able to connect to loved ones who've crossed over. It's very, you think of purple, you think of the third eye, which is very spiritual. So like my third eye is, quite developed, in my pineal gland as well. And I have the ability to walk into an environment and literally be impacted by the energy that people bring to it, or the energy that's within that room. So it's really important, even if you don't know too much about energy, just remember that everything is energy. Your thoughts are energy, your emotions are energy, everything is energy. We create energy. Even my voice is energy. And it's so important to be very aware of what energy you're putting out there, because whatever you put out there is what you get back, and it could be tenfold what you get back. So it's really, really important to be self-aware. So going back to my energy healer, so every time I go into this room where she has this this medical bed set up, it's like a massage table actually, where you can like put the massage head on, and the energy is so dynamic and so fluid. You could tell that when you step into that room, it's almost like your mind goes into this higher state of higher state of consciousness, in terms of following just, the flow of source, the flow of the universe. It's being in, I call it like divine flow, where you're living in connectedness and oneness and wholeness, and that's what this room really pulls you into. It's almost like you think of someone's like, go with the flow, like dude, like so surfer, like, or even just like hippie. Like, I guess like anyone who's spiritual is pretty much a hippie in this day of age. But it's more like it's such a beautiful energy in terms of letting go of the need to control. It's like this burden is pulled out of your soul. And what's really, really interesting about this room is, especially with energy vortices, is so when you think of energy can become stagnant within the soul, the body, your aura. It can be very, very stuck. And when that happens, that's when lower vibrational energy can influence us more, or we can actually perpetuate illness into the physical. So it's really, really important to constantly have a dynamic flowing energy within our soul, so that lower vibrational energy, I know my energy healer calls it beta energy, or beta waves, because most of us are in beta, most of us who live day-to-day life are in the beta consciousness, which is basically just being conscious physically into the world. And then there's higher vibrational states. I believe there's alpha. I can't remember all of them, but I remember reading about this even in clinical physiology. But it's basically different states of awareness. And when you start going into higher vibrations, so like meditative state, or then you go into like deep meditation, you actually get into the higher vibrational energies where you can connect to, other realms. So it could be like the 5th dimension, the 6th dimension, 7th, 8th, 9th, and so forth. But with these energy vortices, these energy vortices have the capability of allowing us to connect to these higher dimensions. And they will actually bring in a higher dimensional light beings through these vortices to help maybe heal someone, or bring in some information that we need in order to be reprogrammed in terms of our patterning and our souls. This is me going really, really out there, by the way. But there is truth to everything I say. And these energies, so if we think of energy being stagnant within the body, these energy vortices, think of like a tornado, okay? So what does a tornado do? A tornado, if you have a house on the ground and it's stagnant, a tornado will come through and it'll just rip that house apart. Now let's say that house is, like, I'm not saying that house is a bad energy, but let's say the house is a lower vibrational energy that's been stuck in a certain place for a very long time, and it's not free flowing anymore. It's just a stagnant energy that doesn't serve our highest good anymore, and it's actually causing us to feel a little bit worse in ourselves. So this could be like an energy blockage per se, if we're relating it to the body. But the tornado will come in as an energy vortex, and it'll just rip that up and completely create a new plate, a new pattern, a new slate for something else better to be built on it, or for it to just go back to its natural state. So in order for me to kind of describe these energy vortices, or for you to understand really what these energy vortices are about, I actually printed out pictures because I'm not bad with technology, maybe I'm just a little bit lazy in regards to adding pictures to my screen. But so when you think of an energy vortice, you can think of this, so think about source energy. So source energy is higher self, unconditional love, God, Allah, whoever you pray to. It's that feeling of connectedness to oneness and the universe. It's knowing that you're being watched over. That is source energy. And we can bring this energy, so because we are creators of energy through, our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, we can actually create vortices ourselves. Just make sure that these vortices are coming from higher dimensions of love, light, and peace. And your higher self. So if you're going to create a vortice, make sure you do it when you're in a really good emotional state of healing, or the need to heal. And always bring in your spirit guides and very powerful healing energies. But if you want to, you can envision this beautiful white light or white gold energy, or some people bring in different colors of the chakra from source energy, which is basically the infinite. It's coming from the sky, it's coming from the universe, and you're going to envision it spinning down, 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 and it's going to spin down to the earth. And you can envision this vortice spinning down into a crystal. Some people use crystals to anchor the vortices, and then from the earth plane, you can also bring up vortices through Mother Earth or Mother Gaia. So with the earth energies, it helps anchor a lot of this. So when vortices will actually transmute energy. It'll take something that's lower vibration and make it into higher vibration, which breaks it apart and allows it to go back into the universe, into a cycle. So you could use crystals to anchor them. Some people create vortices at the ends of their beds, or at the top of each end of the bed. Some people create vortices within their own self. But if you think of a vortice, you can think of like a tornado. You can think of basically a tornado coming. So those little, like those bottles that you put water in and then they spin around and then they go into the bottom part of the bottle, which is empty. It's pretty much like that. You can think of the vortice spinning like that, coming down from heaven and going through your body and clearing all of your stagnant energy, and then going into a crystal. Or the vortice will come up through the crystal and spin out towards the sky. I'm obsessed with these vortices because I got to experience it firsthand, what it feels like to be in one. The energy it's so clearing. That's the only way to describe it. It's just such a powerful clearing energy, and you can actually connect to a lot of higher dimensional beings. And like when I'm in that room, because I guess I'm so connected spiritually, I actually see her guides walking around me and doing things, even though they're not there like in the physical, they're there in the other side. So like the last time I went to not the first session, not the last session, but the session before that, I remember just laying there on the table and I felt this man put his hands on my shoulders and he was just standing there doing something. And I told her afterwards in my next session that I felt that, and she said that it was her spirit guide. One of her spirit guides that she works with for healing, and she thought it was really cool that I was able to see that, because she's like, not a lot of people that she gets to work with have the ability to see things on the other side. But anyway, so I printed out a picture. So this is what kind of an energy vortex looks like. You can see that it comes from source or a higher vibrational energy, and it can be brought down to the earth, or it can be brought down from the earth and go up to source or heaven. And you can envision yourself basically in the center of that vortex, where all of your energy that's stagnant is being moved around and cleared out, so that all of your chakras are being, it's almost like a wipe, like a clean slate. It's just being pulled out, and you're able to kind of connect to your higher self, your higher consciousness, but also to your lower consciousness as well, which in terms of like grounding yourself. So in order to understand vortices a little bit more in terms of healing the chakras, I know some people will actually envision vortices coming in, because our chakras, so we have our crown, our third eye, our throat, our heart, our solar plexus, our sacral, and our root chakra. All of our chakras are spinning vortices in themselves. Like, I know the crown chakra, I believe, is the 1,000 petal lotus, spinning, I believe it's clockwise. And then we have our third eye, which spins clockwise as well, our throat, which spins clockwise. And I believe the heart in men spin clockwise and the heart in women spin counterclockwise. I don't know how much that, it depends on, I guess, what your beliefs are. Because they say, like, when the men or the divine feminine and the divine masculine come together, those vortices will connect at the heart in equal directions. And then your solar plexus is also spinning, sacral is also spinning, and your sacrum is also spinning. So essentially the vortices that are the chakras of the body have a front end and a back end. So a dorsal and a ventral end, or an anterior and posterior end. So it kind of looks like this. So you can see that the crown goes up, the crown is spinning, and then the third eye is also spinning at the front and at the back, and then the throat, front and back, heart, solar plexus, sacral chakra, and then the root chakra is spinning downwards. So these are kind of energetically what the chakras look like as energy vortices coming into the center of the body and then spinning back out. So a lot of people will actually envision these vortices of energy. So you can actually envision your crown chakra, like we can do it right now, where we just envision this white light or pink energy or something. I know some people use, I believe, I know indigo's more third eye, but it's like pink, purple, or a white light that's coming through the crown chakra, and it's spinning clockwise, and it's basically just opening up, and it's going through all the way to source energy, the infinite, higher consciousness, and you're allowed to clear it. And then when you you can actually bring in a vortex of white light to help cleanse that pink, that crown chakra when you're meditating. And the same thing with your third eye. You can bring in a vortex to come in and clean out your third eye as well. Or you can envision the vortices being that color. So if you're really working on, let's say, root chakra issues, you will bring in maybe a vortex from the earth, because the root is about grounding yourself. And you'll bring in a red color vortex that's spinning up and clearing out all of your legs and all of the lower back and lower front area of your body. And it's basically just replenishing that with a beautiful red light or red energy and allowing it to heal and naturally get back to its natural state of existence or being. So that's pretty much my spiel on vortices. And like I said, we can create vortices at the ends of our beds or at the middle of our beds, depending on, if you want to make a vortex. My room has beautiful energy. Anyone who ever comes and steps into this room knows how the energy flows. I work constantly with vortices in my room. I'm always, and plus I have a lot of gemstones and a lot of grids set up. So what you can actually do, and what I've done is I set up crystal grids. So you can use clear quartz. I use selenite, because selenite's a very high vibrational stone. Selenite is I actually have selenite right here. I'll show it to you if you guys want to see what it looks like. Selenite looks like this. So it's kind of like, it's like almost like a salt, so you're not supposed to really wash these stones or cleanse them energetically. So selenite are such high vibrational stones, they actually cleanse themselves energetically. And what you can do is get little pieces of selenites, even 4 of them, and just place them at the corner of, set intention into the stones, because you're setting energy into the stones. Put them at the 4 corners of your room or your office or wherever you're working, and that'll actually keep a lot of lower vibrational energy out, and it'll also keep the energy within your grid vibrating at a higher frequency. And you can actually envision a vortex around that, you know, spinning around and clearing that energy so that whoever comes in there feels the healing energy as well. Yeah, so selenite's really good. I use selenite, I also use amethyst, and I also used, I believe it's snowflake obsidian. So I kind of connected the higher realms with the lower realms in terms of my room. And then obviously I smudge a lot. Not so much recently, I've been really practicing my own use of energy as opposed to smudging, but smudging is very powerful. And so I use Palo Santo, and it looks like this. It smells so good. To cleanse my aura, or, you know, cleanse a space, or you could even use this to set up a vortex. You can envision the smoke spinning around and create a Palo Santo vortex. I mean, like, we create these things in our minds and they end up becoming reality, even if it's in another dimension. So it's really important because we are the creators of our own destiny. Whatever we believe, we will experience. So it's really important to keep it clean. But anyway, so that's my spiel on vortices. And one last thing I wanted to talk about so I said that we can set up vortices anywhere. We can set up vortices in our bedroom. We can set up vortices, you know, at the gym. If you know, wherever you feel like setting up a vortex, you can set it up. And it's really interesting too, because the earth itself has major chakra centers. The earth is a living being. The earth is a living thing. It has energy just like we do, and there's different chakra centers of the earth, which is really, really interesting. I've looked that up, and I didn't even know that myself, and I thought it was really, really cool. So we have, like, it appears here that I guess that might be somewhere near Spain or France. There's the throat chakra of the earth. The psychic realm is near the west coast of America, so like maybe Los Angeles or BC, which would make sense because everyone out there is so spiritually in tune, or a hippie. Maybe not a hippie, but just really connected. And then we have the heart chakra, which is kind of in the middle of the ocean. And then we have, I guess, Australians are very, very grounded. And then, I don't know. Oh no, that's, sorry. That's the crown chakra, so everyone was still very connected to spirit in the west coast. And then I believe it's like near India where it's the third eye chakra, which makes sense because India is very, very, very spiritual. And then we have somewhere near like Japan or the solar plexus, so everyone there is super like in their own power. And then, of course, South America has the sacral chakra. They're all about sex and Latina culture. Very sexually active Latins. Not that I feel like I'm stereotyping, but you get the gist. The culture is very based on sexuality and you know, the body, the beauty of the body. And then if you look here closely, you can actually see these mini vortices all over the world. And I know that one of these vortices are actually located in Sedona. I believe it's Sedona, Arizona. And I know some people that I follow, and also I've heard of some people going there to connect to these specific areas in the desert to really work on their own energy centers. So I guess, like, if you go to these certain areas of the world, like if you go to this part of Spain or wherever that is, you will work mostly on your throat chakra. If you go to Australia, the center of Australia, you'll be working on your root chakra or get a lot more grounding energy. And then these other vortices, you can actually connect to higher dimensional beings. So, you know, if you do work with the Arcturian energy, or you do work with the Atlantean energy, or whatever energy you're working with, this is where these people or these souls or these energies can come through, these beings. And you can actually, you know, gain a lot of insight within your own life. And a lot of people go there to cleanse their auras from like, the hectic, busy city life. So yeah, it's really, really interesting, these healing energy vortices. My nose is so itchy, someone's thinking about me. But anyways, I just wanted to make this video to talk about these energy vortices. They're so freaking cool. And then actually, just one more thing that I wanted to talk about. So I want to talk about duality. So with these energy vortices, yes, there are negative energy vortices around, wherever there's something positive or healing, there's also something that's destructive and detrimental. So you could go into, I was actually living, when I went through my dark night, if you haven't checked this out already, check out my dark night video. When I was living in the basement of my dad's house, where I know there was a lot of toxic negative energy, it actually created a negative energy vortex where a lot of lower dimensional energy was coming through, and I was experiencing all of it. Unfortunately, and it was literally a vortice of just sucking the light out of my soul. And those things exist, and I need to, make sure you guys are wary of that. So when you guys are creating vortices, if you plan on creating one now after this video, be very, very mindful about the energy that you're creating it with, because that vortice will hold that energy. So make sure when you create a vortice, you're in a very, very positive light. You're in a very healing energy, and you're in a really good place right at that time, so that energy stays. So that when you do go and dip into a lower state of energy, because it happens, at least that energy vortice will pick you back up and heal you to where you need to be. So you can heal yourself while you're sleeping, basically. And like I said, gemstones and crystals are also really, really powerful. I actually created a vortice under my bed. I put a citrine crystal right in the center of my bed. And because I also have a lot of I always have solar plexus issues, in terms of because I am a student, and I know students have a lot of solar plexus issues in terms of overthinking and not maybe feeling like they have the strength or power to make decisions for themselves, and they have to kind of just stay back and be kind of receptive as opposed to standing in their power. I'm not saying all students are like that, but it's just a general theme. So I took a citrine crystal and I envisioned yellow, beautiful light and energy coming from heaven down into the crystal, and then from the crystal, how did I do it? I believe I did it from earth, yellow energy coming into the crystal, and then coming from heaven, energy going into the crystal. So it's literally two energy vortices coming into the crystal, and it pulls all that energy into the crystal. So that crystal will actually store all of that source energy, and it'll also charge the crystal itself, is from, I guess, the way I was envisioning it. But I guess you can kind of envision it where the vortice comes down into the crystal and then down into the earth. But I like to think of the vortices as coming down from one section, connecting to the earth, and then coming from the earth and then connecting back up to source, so that it kind of creates a beautiful dynamic vortice. Okay, if this is your first time watching this video and you're like, damn, Will's crazy, just know that you have to be crazy to talk to the dead, you know what I mean, or talk to spirit guides or someone's higher self. So just think about it like this, okay? Try to keep an open mind. Think of it like this. So everything is energy, okay? Our souls are energy, our body is physical energy, our skin is energy. This is just elastic energy when I pull it like this. My voice is pressure energy. It's light is energy. So everything around us is energy. So we are literally energetic beings. And I always say we are the universe, we are part of the universe. We are energetic beings. So what's not to say that you couldn't create a vortex, look at Albert Einstein. I have a photo, a painting of him right here. E equals mc squared. He related energy to mass and matter. Energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. He literally took energy and equated it to material form, like paper or crystal. So, I think this is where a lot of... So I guess maybe because I am so spiritual and I am so trying to push the envelope in terms of believing things and where our knowledge is currently at. But I guarantee you, someday down the line when physics becomes a lot more spiritual, we're gonna start using a lot of physics when it comes to healing the human body down to the energetic level. I mean, acupuncture uses energy. Acupuncture is all about the energetic channels. Reiki is all about using just pure energy. Homeopathy is energy. But And it's funny because my energy healer, she's like really out there. She's like, I mean, I guess I'm out there too talking about this, but she literally talks about how like if you have a bottle of water, you could literally set intention into that bottle of water and drink it. And if you set intention of love, light, and peace into that water, you're literally drinking love, light, and peace. So it's really important to like, be aware of the energy that you're putting out anywhere you go or anyone that you're talking to. So, and I actually posted something about this today on my Instagram. And I will probably end this video with this too. So in society, we have a tendency to gossip. Gossiping is about talking about other people's lives. Gossiping is about, oh, what do they have that I don't have? Or it's just, comparing and contrasting other people's lives to your life. And it's such a lower vibrational state of being, talking about others, as if it's as if it matters to you. And you're actually, so when you start talking about someone else in a negative context, or even if it's just something that's lower vibration, like, oh, did you hear about so-and-so's family? Like, oh, they got a divorce or something. It's like you're perpetuating something that's, it's almost like a lower vibrational energy that you're putting out in the universe. It is a lower vibrational energy that you're putting out the universe. It's not of unconditional love. Unconditional love is, I've heard that they're having a divorce, and I really hope that they can get through it and that they can find love again within their family or their own selves through this change. And then doing that will actually bring in more love and light into your life. So it's the karmic effect. It's whatever you're putting out there through your voice or through intention, you're actually bringing back into yourself. So instead of saying, oh, did you hear so-and-so is having a divorce? You can say, you don't even have to bring it up because it doesn't really matter. It's not, it doesn't influence your life directly. And if it does influence your life directly, then you can say, I hope that these people find happiness and peace going through this divorce. And that it transmutes something that's a little bit lower vibrational into something that's more positive. And I think that's what ultimately we need to strive to do, is consistently transmute, not even just little things like that, but also just if you're an energy healer, transmuting that lower vibrational energy or beta energy through vortex, if you want to use one, into something that's higher vibration, which is more unconditional love, peace, and happiness. Yeah, so I just wanted to make this video on vortices because I was like, I don't know what it is, but lately I've just been so obsessed with them. I've been researching them. I'm like, I want to go to Sedona, Arizona and stand in a vortex, even though I have my own vortex at my healer's place. But it's just really cool to kind of like, it would be really cool to experience something like that. Maybe I'll take a trip before the summer ends to Sedona, and maybe I'll meet some other really cool spiritual people there. Hippies. I can just see us all like, do you know that cactus that like, I forgot that cactus name that's like, you eat it and then you like hallucinate and stuff. I could just see like me going into like that place, even though I would never do that because like I find that we can connect to prana, source, unconditional love, peace, and happiness through other means. We don't need to use substance, even if it's natural. We can find it within ourselves. But I could just see myself hanging around a bunch of people that are like doing it and be like, oh my god, you guys are crazy. In a good way though. Whatever works for you. But yeah, so I really hope that you like this video. I'm going to post more videos like this when I have the urge or I'm feeling guided to talk about certain things about spirituality, because I love spirituality. It is my life. It is life. Spirituality is life. Yeah, so love, light, and peace. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check me out at willweston1111.com if you're interested in some private readings, or willweston1111 on Instagram if you're interested in my private life. Stay tuned. I will be posting the September videos near the end of August, and I will also be possibly posting a mid-August Twin Flame Soulmate reading, so stay tuned for that. We'll see kind of where my schedule's at in terms of working and my studying, and we will go from there. I love you guys. Take care, and yeah, bye.